Backstage, da 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 da. Backstage, da 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 da. Backstage, da 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 da. Backstage, da 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 da. Backstage, da 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 da. Backstage, da 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 da. Hi, darlings. Here we are with two great artists who were portraying my dear friend Freddie Mercury and myself, Sharon Desolate and Crystal Pieri. Sharon Desolate and Crystal Pieri. As you can see, um, here we have Sharon. That's a really nice piece of art. Hi, Sharon. I hope you're fine in Florida. Long time no see, but I'll be back soon. I'll be back soon, dear Sharon. And hi, Crystal, the Italian Picasso. Mm. I love you dearly, as I do some other artists, but no, no, I love you dearly. And we're gonna see each other soon on a secret place. Well, it's not so secret anymore. Hi, darlings. This is a Rudy Backstage International where I am also trying to present a little bit of Queen art. Yeah, a little bit of Queen art. And when we say that, and when we say I love you and I love you, I mean, interesting enough, there's a lot of Italians. I mean, Sharon is American, as you know. I'll be soon on American television, by the way, but that later. But I'm, of course, now being in Vienna for a little bit of time. Oh, actually, I should have taken this. Backstage, da 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 da. Backstage, da 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 da. This is, of course, by my dear beloved artist, Killer Queen, 719. And well, what I wanted to say is, being in Austria for a little bit. I'll be soon in Munich. I'll be soon in Spain. I'll be soon in America again. Uh, you know, some of those artists, great artists, were sending me the originals, which is very, very kind. And thank you. Thank you, Sharon Desolate. Thank you, Crystal Pieri. Thank you, Melina Killer Queen. And thank you, Barbara Boffa, who will be here as well. But this is originals of my dear friend Melina, Rudy. This is, and then we have, that's really a nice one. Killer Queen. Oh, here we go. Hang on. I mean, I'm much more beautiful how she portrays me than in real life. And of course we have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing with Ruby. Thank you, Ruby, for instructing me today. This is fantastic. I love that. But they all will have special places. Of course, there is this also. Some of it I already was, and then there's of course great things like this. You know, I mean, I love her art. Killer Queen, 719, and Melina Art. Let me put this back because this is all originals. I have to be very, 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 very careful. Like you have raw eggs. I hope you're fine, by the way. I'm having a lot of work. This is why this is again, don't be mad at me, a shorter and slightly different version of Rudy Backstage. But as I said to you guys earlier, every fucking Sunday, you have the Backstage experience. You know by now that you can view this on Insta, as an IGTV, also usually a little bit earlier than on Facebook, usually first on Rudi Dolezal Official. You should also, be friends with Official and go there, even if you are already friends of mine on my personal Facebook page. If you do Facebook, then of course Twitter, then of course TikTok, but the real Backstage experience, I always repeat it. And thank you to all of you who are now on my YouTube channel, Rudi Dolezal's Doro TV, because there we are exchanging messages, we are talking to each other via messages, and that's really the cool part, that this is a really cool group of people who are meeting each other virtually, virtual, and talking. So, but of course, when I have all those lovely, lovely ladies, don't you say I cannot and will not and shall not forget the beloved Barbara Boffa. She did, for example, this great piece of art, inspired by, of course, when I did the Falco Rock Me Amadeus video. But she also had this beautiful, beautiful Benny and Papa, when we had, Ruby before, then now, of course, we have something with Benny. Hi, Benny. Benny is always uploading these things. It's a little bit of a family affair these days, but she also has great stuff for Italy, like here, me directing Gianna Nannini in Bello e Impossibile, I remember. And we're gonna kill this phone. And then she also has things like this, of course, which is a different Rudi. So thank you, Barbara. You're also, I have to love so many women. Oh my God. Barbara also did something which I just show briefly because it's personal. She was doing a special t-shirt for actually Peter Freestone and myself. And the Peter stuff I keep because that's for him. So hi guys, a little Queen art and art through the art at the beginning, so that we that we have some things where I can make a. Oh, there's one more I have to show you. Yeah. And it's FALCO art, and it's my dear friend Daimling, who is, of course, Austrian, and he has made a combination of my famous photo of Rock Me Amadeus and, again, one of these poses. Hallo, servus, servus Euda. That's me talking German, actually Viennese, and this is also the original. Again, those will also be soon in one of my Krone TV Rudi Backstage, because I'm gonna do a complete program on art. Yeah, not only Queen, but a lot of Queen, of course, but also other artists like Falco, Whitney Houston, Rolling Stones, etc., etc. And I think, and also present more work of those artists and more. Yeah, I cannot name them all the time, but that's something that I really think is, I always like to do, to be a platform for artists, because where else should they present their stuff, and this program is seen by now tens of thousands of people all around the world, because it's shared into all those different groups, Queen groups, Rolling Stones groups, Falco groups, which is great. And that's why I'm always keeping the Sunday, even now being so super busy, that I have to make a shorter version and a slightly different version. There is a lot of things I will tell you about a press. I mean, one good thing is, I mean, this is actually my YouTube studio here. And there will be one program where I will walk around, but not today because I'm super, super exhausted. It was a great and long day last night until 3 a.m. I will tell you what I did. But this is now also, where I'm keeping some of the most precious stuff. And I came across this one, which is also an image that I did in the video with Falco, and this is Falco das Musical, which is the German musical, which actually was very successful. And I love those programs, and I usually keep more than one. And somewhere in here, I also was writing. I was writing something. Let me see if I find it. Oh, here, yeah, Rudi Dolezal, the usual photograph. Um, and so that is something which actually was very successful, and based on my book also. Here is again a photo of the black and white one of the series that I physically did. I don't know if you remember, but I actually did it with the camera because we couldn't afford our great Pauli Schönhofer, who did the other day, and which then became the cover photo, and who did the photo that basically also included this one. He didn't have time, or we couldn't afford him on the second day. I don't know what the reason was. So, darlings, how are you? Are you already thinking that the opening starts? I have to tell you, I will be pretty careful. Here in Austria, things open. Also in Germany, I was at an evening out where there was concerts and stuff. But What do you think? Write me what you think. I think it's not over yet, but I hope I'm wrong. And first of all, I want to tell my American followers and friends that on July 14th, on ABC, there will be a big documentary on Whitney Houston, and I'll be interviewed in New York for this program, and there is a lot of partly unseen footage from my archive in this documentary by a dear friend, Muriel. And I will talk more about it, but you should mark that date and look into TV guides around July 14th. Maybe it changes a little bit, but July 14th, I don't know the title yet, but I will be heavily creatively involved. Now, talking about the opening and a lot of people thinking that this is now over, etc., etc. You know that I'm doing a very important film these days, which involves people like Elton John, Peter Freestone, etc., etc. A lot of famous people, a lot of very clever people, various different people. In my documentary, which I call a cinematographic essay, this is the cola cook. This is which is called Rudi Dolezal, I Am Positive. And there is a quite a big double page in most important German-speaking media magazine called TV Media. I'm actually also on the cover. I mean, this is kind of cool, guys. This is the cover. And here you have Rudi Dolezal is positive. Oops, other direction. Here. So Rudi Dolezal is positive. Talk with the music filmmaker who does a new Corona documentary for ORF. And this is, of course, in various. I will show you some other media stuff. This is with a with a great Austrian director and actress, Eva Spreitz-Hofer. She actually had corona and still cannot smell or taste anything, but they sneaked in a little bit of this here, and this is about the Mercury book, and I promised one of the followers who said this looks like a cool piece of thing translated. So I said, yes, I will translate it in Rudi Backstage. Okay, so I tried to translate this live. Mercury book comes in the fall. Dolezal goes on tour, on book tour 2022. The photograph, of course, is from Dennis De Vinis. Dennis, forgive me, from Rio de Janeiro. I never know your name, but I made sure you have a credit here. Dennis R. Vinitz. Dennis R. Vinitz. I'm so sorry, Dennis. I don't know why I always say your name wrong. Please forgive me, but I made sure you have a credit here as well. It's of course from the Living on My Own shoot. And here, oops, young Rudi. And it says, around the 30th day of Freddie's passing, Rudi's book, My Friend Freddie, will be published with many, many untold stories who Dolezal lived or had or adventures with the Queen singer. Unreleased photographs, parts of storyboards, and rarities from the long-term collaboration and friendship. And you can pre-order under myfriendfreddy.com a autographed copy and a backstage pass for a meet and greet with Dolezal around the book tour 2022, and this is correct. You can do that, and that's still on. So then, going back to the I am positive thing, these are two of the most famous comedians, Josie Prokopec and Angelika Niedecki. We had the first rehearsal. They are also part of this very, very unusual film essay, because we want to make people smile / laugh and think about this program. And that's another, that was the Kronenzeitung, of the biggest newspaper of the country. This was also yesterday, and is a very, very great lady, Daniela Spera, who is the chief, or however you say, the managing director of the Viennese Jewish Museum, where you really should go one day when you're in Vienna. It has actually very great stuff. Here it is. And you should actually really, really visit it. But she is in my movie because she also is a COVID-19 survivor, and so is her also very famous husband, and that's Academy Award winner Stefan Rusowitsky, who won the Oscar years ago for a very, very best foreign film. And so are many, many thinkers, are in this documentary, and this is going to be very special. Probably irritating some people, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but obviously it takes a lot of my energy and time. I posted it, but I also interviewed Tony Zawinul, son of the famous jazz legend Joe Zawinul and brother of the musician and promoter Eric Zawinul, who unfortunately died only being in his 50s this year, also on Corona. So it's going to be a very touching, very emotional, very different film, and but I will also send it around the world in to festivals and see what people around the world think. Other things which happened, and um, on the 4th of June, and it's gonna have reruns. My ultimate FALCO documentary is was on Krone TV prime time. Then I had very famous people outside the music world. Ulrike Beimpold is a very famous actress and comedian. Here she is on my red couch for Rudi, for my talk show. And this is the he was a world champion of ski jumping, and as you can see, we were making fun, and he was trying to to show me what's the right, correct posture. And I promised in my talk show on air that I will learn how to ski jump. May I repeat this? I promised, as you know, Rudy always keeps his promise, that I will learn from him how to ski jump. Ski jumping is where you have those enormously high things, and then and you fly, and you fly. 6 seconds, he says, usually. I'm gonna do it. Of course, I'm gonna start with smaller ski jumps, but I want to find out, and he's the right guy to learn it for me, and I'm looking forward to it. So so please write to me how you are dealing with the opening and everything. Also write to me how you like the Queen and the Falco and the Whitney Houston and the Peter Freestone and the Rudi Dolezal art of those beloved artists like Crystal Pieri, Melina Art, Killer Queen, Barbara Boffa, and Mr. Daimling. And I have to say, mark this date. I'm in the middle of preparing this with. That's the reason. That's what I did yesterday until 3 a.m. Working and being on the phone with the States. Obviously, there is the time difference: 6 hours to New York, 9 hours to LA. You can imagine that this takes a lot of time. So please forgive me. I say thank you to my great fan club presidents and girls, Jolanda and Riva. I say thank you again to the great artists, Barbara Boffa, Crystal Pieri, Melina Art, Killer Queen, and of course, this great gentleman, Daimling. That's an original. Thank you. Thank you, my dear friend. Rock me, Amadeus. And did I forget anybody? I hope not from today. And you know my 3 wishes, right? Well, the little article that I promised to translate, and I did my best, although I only slept a few hours. But I'm always here for my fans. I'm always here on the Sunday. Well, we recorded a little earlier, you know that. But I'm doing the live chat. I'm always here for you. And Freddie Mercury said, without fans, we are nothing. So I really say thank you to all my fans and followers and friends around the world. And this is really around the world. Mexico, Maria. I can't name them all. Next time I make a list again, so I'm not forgetting important. Especially of the Sunday crowd who is with me every Sunday. You've seen I'm continuing the Run Rudy Run. Do something, stay active, and please, my three wishes. Please pre-order my book. It's gonna be a smashing bestseller, and you know that I'm gonna be in Montreux at Freddy's birthday. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rudi Dolezaj Storo TV, and like it. And then never, never miss a Sunday, Rudi Backstage. That was it, darlings. It is, as always, a pleasure to come to your homes and um, to your smartphones or tablets or whatever. I say thank you, and I say, as always, at the end, love and respect. See you next Sunday.